That's how you get that UAV out real quick.
Y'all live.
Or live. Ah, let me go to the face space
That's my teammate.
since I'm at my damn computer today.
I'm finna share it. I'm finna move myself out. And I'm out.
I don't even know what kind of topic today, man. All right.
Don't matter to me.
Shit. Oh,
Dang
no.
it.
What's up?
Somebody just dropped a whole. I don't even know.
Oh, shit. Here we are.
Come on, teammate.
Mute that because I can't stand the sound of my own voice. Alrighty. So while Quack is getting let down on Warzone.
Oh no, I'm King. No, I'm King Slayer. I'm playing hardcore 24-hour shipment.
Oh, okay. Evening, folks.
What's up,
Do
everybody?
we know why they have fire hydrants open? No, because the city never tells us jack shit.
Oh, that was disrespectful.
All right. Well, we can address the elephant in the room, which is we haven't had a show since Mickey was doxxed.
Yeah.
I'm kind of pissed about that. Brenton Road and Markham, they have a fire hydrant. It runs at nighttime. And Skittles. My grandson's covered in Skeeters. You must be on mobile. I got you. Yeah, fucking Skeeter breeders. So now, for those of you who don't know, a fake page recently came out and doxed Mickey. Full name, address, former addresses, and I think in one case, addresses of loved ones. With the, they had come out and said, "You funk with Liddell, I funk with you." Their words. So.
That's exactly what it said. Or did it say the real words?
No, funk. Someone willing to do such a despicable, evil, and ugly thing, but they can't be bothered to cuss. I really hate those kind of people. If you're going to be
the thing is, here's my thing. I am. Liddell is an elected official. Our addresses are public anyway, and we expect to get scrutinized. You know what I mean? But for Mickey to be a civilian and just to be trying to be someone who is, making news available to the city that, that I think is a service that he shouldn't have to do. You know what I mean? For somebody to come back and then say whatever about, a council member. I don't know, man. This is so Mickey can't be a productive business owner.
No, and it goes on even further than that, right? But so even when I ran for office, my address is out there. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's anytime you do something like that, you sign up, you run for office, and folks have a right to know where their elected officials are coming from. Mm-hmm. Say I'm running for 70th district. Hey, I live in the 70th district. I live in the population center of 70th district. In other words, I live in Flint. Right? It's known. But to go out there and to just dox someone for any fucking reason, period, end of story, is wrong. There are Fourth Amendment protections, the right to privacy, right? And the reason that they're doing this is because Mickey allows you, me, Wintus, whoever, to come on, air our grievances and things that we find to the city, to the public of Flint. such as we found that, well, we put it out there, someone else had found it, the checks that the second and third ward council people had received, or the gifts. I don't think without us, a lot of people would have known about that.
I agree.
And to me, this is not just political bullying. This is harassment and threatening behavior. They're trying to make sure that Mickey doesn't put out there things that they don't want. They're trying to intimidate him. And then to have a city councilwoman come on, not just agree with this, but to confirm, go, yes, that is him. Hold the hell on. Now, that pisses me off to no end. Like, that is endorsing this behavior. It just disgusts me.
I don't like to, go after people, personally, or even, I don't, you'll see me. I'm not a scrutinizer a whole lot. I don't, I'll say my little comments and then I'll, kind of back off. Especially the public officials, because I'm the president of the school board. We ain't even got our stuff all the way together. So, to me, it's like, how can I be out here, talking about somebody else when our stuff isn't all the way together yet? But the difference between me and the members of city council is that I move in a way that's transparent, and I want people to know exactly what I'm doing all the time, with the school board. That's why I'm on here with you. So, you know what I mean? Well, that's one of the reasons. But I want people to know I don't move in a way that could be mistaken as, shady or, or unethical or, borderline illegal or, even selloutish or whatnot. I don't move in those ways. So, and I do that intentionally. I kind of like overdo it. You know what I mean? I don't have to overdo it, but I don't feel like if you're doing things for the right reasons, it shouldn't have to. I don't have people out here threatening, people on my behalf. I don't have people out here, calling for me to resign or calling for me to step down or putting up recalls against me. You know what I mean? No. And I'm not just saying that because it's me. It's because I just feel like if you do things the right way, you ain't got to worry about that.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. Like, no one has had an issue with you on the school board.
There have been some, but there were more personal, not because of my politics. Like,
yeah, and I've seen some people have issues with you because you're avoiding that sort of behavior, that sellout-ish or kind of corrupt behavior. Like, in my mind, I watch you guys kind of intently. That's some of my highest rated views when I was on Trevor's Rant, me looking at the school board. I watch you guys intently. I don't see now with this new board, I guess you guys aren't new anymore, but you get what I mean, too much of what I saw prior that scared the hell out of me. I don't see it anymore, period. You guys are open. You avoid going to closed meetings and all this. But when it comes to city council, it seems like everything has to be done behind closed doors, out of the public view. And we see them receiving gifts. And even if Ashley Capital has said they saw a need and they went to help. Well, two of the people that they needed to help happened to be influential in that vote. So we called it out. And in retaliation, Mickey gets doxxed. And it's almost like a threat. Hey, we know where you live. Stop calling her out. I want to see someone call her out tonight. I honestly don't know if I'll be there. I'm working on like 2 hours of sleep right now. I am doing absolutely wonderful with these Red Bull, though.
Let me step in real quick, Trevor. Mickey, you there?
Yeah, what's good with you, good brother?
Do you exercise your Second Amendment right?
I would never say it on live on here.
Oh, okay. Well, I will. I do. I don't play that. Follow me home. I don't. My address is out there. I just said, I hope you do.
No doubt.
Me and Trevor, we openly talk about our, you know, our love for the Second Amendment.
Yeah.
But
I believe
You're playing with shit on my desk.
I believe a higher power watching over me, brother, but I'm not stupid.
No,
I'll
you're right,
say
and I
that.
don't. You know, I'm. You know what? And you're right. I wouldn't even want to say that anyway because you already getting in trouble for exercising your First Amendment right. So I wouldn't want you to be out here. You know what I mean? So yeah, never mind. Sorry about that.
No problem.
All right, Trevor, go ahead. No bad.
Oh yeah, no. I'll go ahead and openly say I carry every fucking where. I mean, shit. I just got back from Club Sunoco. I was back in there, and that's like 3 blocks away from my house. My bucks given are nil. Hell, parts of my house are turning into an arms museum at this point. So
it's
I know
sad
they
that
won't do shit with me.
Yeah, no, but it's sad that it's gotta, it's gotta be to where you have to carry a weapon everywhere you go when you're not even the one that's, that's out here committing any crimes or even trying to live life, wickedly or whatever. But and it's even worse because I'm saying like you see the shirt I have on. This is a shirt.
Yeah, I was about to ask if you're going to start open carrying a folding chair.
No, but no, but no, but it's sad that it sucks that I don't want to have to hurt anybody, let alone somebody that has to look like me. You know what I mean? Like that. Like 9 times out of 10, if the situation were to occur, if I would have to use a weapon, it would be against someone that looks like me. You know what I mean? And I don't want to have to hurt anybody.
No.
Let alone But I'm coming home. I got kids.
Yeah.
They're going home. You know what I'm saying? So.
Mm-hmm.
I'm legal. Everything I have is everything I do is legal. You know what I mean? So I ain't gonna say I won't hesitate, but I'm going home.
Yeah. That is one of the key things. Like, speaking of going home, so I think it was 2 months ago, you lost a friend to a drunk driver, right?
You on a motorcycle?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't.
Well, I mean,
No.
the lady that struck him was inebriated, correct? When you guys were outside the bar?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've had so many. Yeah. He was actually walking. He wasn't on a motorcycle. He was going to, Mm-hmm.
So I had a drunk driver careen off the road and stop in my in-laws' yard. Not in their driveway, not in front of their house, in their yard. And couldn't get a hold of the police. We called, and the most despicable thing fucking happened, dude. They sent an ambulance without a cop. I mean, person could have been shot and dead. Hell, they find dead people in cars all the time around here. They send paramedics.
Yeah.
They sent EMTs. And then the EMTs didn't, take him to the hospital. They didn't have the legal right. They needed a cop to pronounce him, X, Y, and Z. So they got to leave after being woken up in my in-laws' yard. But then I see a post today, someone praising how fast a response they got from the police. Within 6 minutes, they were at her house because there was someone weird on the porch. Didn't even knock on the door. And I'm sitting here like,
what side of town was that on?
I don't know where she lives. And anyone who knows the post I'm talking about, I'm not going to put her name out there. Her and I often land on the exact opposite side of Flint politics, so I don't want it to be seen as us doing a retaliatory dox or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the sad part, right? Where the first question you had was, what side of town does she live on?
Say it. That matters.
Yeah, it fucking does.
I know I've done, a few welfare checks on a neighbor of mine. I think she's got a special needs daughter that, well, I know she does. And I've called 911 a couple times, and I've had police and sheriff and everybody show up. So, but then again, I live 7th Ward in College Cultural District, so I'm not saying that means something, but it means something.
Yeah, I live formerly 6th Ward, now 5th Ward, close to the park. And, block party happened a couple months ago. We called the cops fearing something was going to happen until a young lady was dead.
Well, see, I've called 911 before, and they've asked, are they still actively shooting? And I know that's the question, but it's like, yeah, they shooting. That's what I'm calling. Like, yeah, you don't hear that in the background?
That's one of those like, hey, I can make them stop shooting, but I really don't want you coming to say hi to me.
Yeah.
Like, why ask that? Just get your ass here.
You don't hear that sounds like a battlefield behind me?
I promise you, I'm not cooking popcorn right now.
So, but yeah. So, let me see. I'm not sure if I wanted to bring this part up, but no, I won't do it. I won't bring that up. That's too messy. I'll let someone else do that. It'll be coming out soon, though. Something about Birdie told me some information, and I won't be the one to bring it out, so I'll let someone else do it.
All right, well, you know what? Send me a message off air. I'll bring it out on Friday.
Yep, it might. Yep.
Because, look, I've pretty much given up on the political scene around here. I just like doing the commentary because I'm pretty sure no one's going to vote for me the way I talk, the way I act. That's fine.
Well, it's not. This is more. This is
I'm
more.
Just saying,
I just don't really believe in being messy like that.
Yeah, me sitting here, I've got no problem with it. If it's something pertinent to the community, I have no problem being called messy. Call me messy all day long. People are going to know. If it's something that the community needs
really
to know.
Pertinent to the community, but so I will bring up this. So I watched an interview from another media outlet.
Okay.
And this is that, and the person who was being interviewed is a former candidate and business owner and from around here.
That lady.
Yeah, and this person has said some things about me that I know were not true. Put them on Facebook, posted them about me that I know were not true. And they were immediately deleted on a post that was not mine, so I didn't have any control over who deleted what. The person who posted what they posted knew that it wasn't true, so they deleted. They took care of it. But actually, I'm gonna say that was Art Woodson had posted it, and he saw what this other person said, and he deleted the post, her comments, because it was just blatantly untrue. But I saw some things that this person said in an interview on Terrence. I don't know if I want to call him Terrence or John, on his podcast, and I'm just like, are you serious? Are you? When someone it's funny how when someone gets into trouble, how quickly all of their friends and companions and people that were tied into them to try to scatter and distance themselves and say how little we knew each other and minimize their relationship and I didn't know this and they wrong and they this and they that. Well, in my mind, for one, I'm not going to call anybody a friend who I don't trust. You know what I mean? I'm not going to.
That's probably a good policy.
Yeah. So and I'm just thinking like some of the stuff that I heard. They're talking about John Cole, and I don't know if everybody knows who that person is, but you should. If you don't, go look his name up. I'm not going to go through all that whole. You know what I mean? But this is a person who has ties with the mayor, who has ties with council members, who has ties with board members, who has ties with this person who I'm referring to. Who was on podcast representing the mayor and talking about the mayor and talking about different community events. Had kids on his show talking about children's events. All this type of stuff. Convicted, done prison time for sexual crimes and all this other stuff. And then I hear the interview and they're like, well, I didn't know that this and that. And if you knew, why didn't you say something? And blah, 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 blah. And
I did. I voiced my concerns on that piece of shit a while ago.
The dude went to jail. You know what I mean? And I'll say it on here. Almost got his ass whooped messing around with me after a board meeting. You know what I mean?
Because you
Because he
wouldn't
was trying to
agree
fight
with.
a woman.
Yep. And
He
that
was
was,
trying
oh
to
yeah,
fight
it
a
wasn't
woman.
you wouldn't agree. It was a woman wouldn't agree or had said something against one of your fellow board members who he is very close to.
Yep.
And he decided, you know,
If you know me, you know I'm not gonna let a man put his hands on a woman, regardless of if I'm like, like I'm not doing that. We're not doing that, and especially somebody who's trying to intimidate for some reason that y'all don't even, she wasn't wrong for what she was saying. You know what I mean?
No.
He was wrong for trying to talk to her like that and intimidate her like that in a board meeting. Even the police said so. They had to come up and talk to him about it. So when I got involved, it was already in the parking lot. He, and then he wanted to act like he was gonna square up on me. We're not doing that. Not with me.
Oh yeah, and then like 3 weeks later, he got arrested. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I really wish he would have followed through with that square up.
The thing is, I was about to, but it popped right in my head at the end, like when I was like, this dude's a science project. I can't hit him, and then his spit get in my blood, and now I'm the same as him, and he succeeded because he obviously doesn't have a problem with spreading his problems all around. He's been to prison for doing it, so I can't do this. You know what I mean? So thanks to you, now I got hard knuckle gloves, so in case anything ever happens, I can go and But
yep.
At the end of the day, I'm not a violent person. I'm just not. He was not about to put his hands on that woman, though. That wasn't happening.
I'll be honest, dude. Like, I'm a violent person. I just control that urge very well. I haven't committed any acts of violence since I got out of the Army, and all my acts of violence there were sanctioned by the state. However, I don't think I could have as much control as you did when he's trying to forcefully intimidate that woman. I think I would have just gone in, John Cena. Fuck it.
Yeah. Well,
I honestly don't care catching a charge doing the right thing.
It's not the charge I was worried about. It was the gift that never stops giving is what I was worried about.
I don't think that would have gone through my mind at all.
Yeah, no, it did right at the last minute because I'm gonna tell you when he tried to square up, and when he squared up, it was so flagrant and funny that I couldn't control my laughter. I laughed and then I said something to him, and then he was, it was something like that, and I was just like, "What, man? This is not what you want.
This is not going to end well for everybody.
This is not what you want. I don't care what you've done, who you fought in prison, or what you've done or whatnot. This ain't what you want. Squaring up like that. Like I'm just saying. Like
Something tells me he wasn't doing too much fighting in prison.
I don't know, but I know that the mayor used him during the election to take up Dr. Weaver's election signs, campaign signs.
Yeah, that dude was like, if he could use you to get it, hindsight 2020, right? If he could use you or your position to get close to children, he was willing to do your dirty work.
Well, I'm not sure that I don't know if his whole thing was children motivated, but I do know that there are rumors of him being at that. Allegedly, he was at a basketball game with a minor. I don't know how true that is, and allegedly he got tickets from someone.
Well, I happen to have been at the Sheriff Swanson press conference when he was arrested. Yes, he was at a basketball game with a minor, with the mother's permission, because she didn't know who this man was. So, yeah, no, there's no alleged about that. They have proof. They have photos and videos, and they've got testimony. He was at a basketball game with a minor.
He was just trying to get out of jail too. He was just trying to catch a bond.
Yeah, he was trying to catch a bond, and then they had him in psych hold to see if he was competent to stand trial.
He was confident to spread his joy.
Yeah.
And lie to parents and take kids to basketball games and tell them that they got to stick up with their end of the bargain and tell them he can get them PlayStation 5s and money and all that. He was competent for that.
Yeah. No, a lot of people have been giving prosecutor Layton a lot of flack lately, and you know what? That's fair. I don't know. I think his office is the one going after Cole. Thankfully, they pushed not for bond on that one. Thankfully, they stood their fucking ground right there. Because this dude bonding out would be dangerous to the community. We don't know if he would just skip all pretense and use force.
I think him just I don't even know, because I'm not really one for, you know, capital punishment, but this is habitual.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, this is habitual. This dude is sick. Like you can even look at him and tell that he's got an evil demeanor. You know, like, it's not, he doesn't have, you know, like, just looking at him, he don't have like a honest spirit. He doesn't have a kind-hearted spirit. He doesn't look like he's a kind-hearted person. He looks like an evil person.
He looks like somebody who would rob you broad daylight and then beat the shit out of you anyway. That dude, I ran across him the day that you got sworn into your office back in December. And thankfully we were in the auditorium and I was walking by.
Was there?
Yeah, he was there. Thankfully, you know, we were in the auditorium. It wasn't the parking lot, because he could not take his eyes off me, and I did not feel comfortable. I'm like, man, am I going to have to hurt someone today? This dude looks like he wants a fight.
I'm going to tell you another meeting he was at. The meeting when the Fab Four attempted to vote, when they voted Teray out from vice president, and they did the same thing with Dylan, and then they had to Laura didn't vote for herself, but Dylan got back in. So he was at that meeting because he stood up and clapped when they voted Teray out. He and Lakeisha Turo were there, and they stood up and clapped when they voted Dylan out as vice president.
Yeah, I want to know what you like. Hopefully, she hasn't shown up to any more. Honestly, I've already put it out there in text. I'll just use my voice and this video to say it. If she ever runs for office again, I'm going to put everything I have to keeping her the fuck out. Everything.
Now, here's the thing. I'm going to be 100% honest, because I don't think I've ever said this, you know, to anybody. When she ran for city council as a write-in, I ain't going to lie, I let her put a sign in my yard. You know what I mean? Like, I knew she wasn't going to win. Nobody hardly ever wins as a write-in, especially if you don't have a name already out there, or you're not a multi-millionaire like, what's his name down in Detroit? What's his name? Dugan.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, like, but just, and this is just me being me trying to support the Black woman. You know what I mean? I knew she wasn't going to win, and I hate to say it like that, but, you know, like, just being logical and looking at numbers and looking at a person's, you know, platform and a person's, you know, what they say when they get their opportunity to speak, you know, I still supported her by allowing her to put a sign in my yard. And then she blatantly went out and lied on me, man. And then I see this interview, and it's like, nah, man. And this is just
like, you weren't the only target of her aggression this week, my man. She went after Melissa Zelinsky, one of our longtime viewers, and just the hatred coming out of this woman. It really feels like she's blaming everyone but herself for losing, and is trying to find a reason to stay relevant, like she's gearing up for another office.
That's what it is.
I mean, she's trying to stir up some sort of anger. She's trying to stir herself into a martyrdom position or into a savior position of, I brought this to the community. I brought this to the attention of the community, you know, and get her name out there a little bit. Like, no.
Dude had already been to prison. He had already been convicted of, you know, infecting 40 plus men of, you know, with the Don't Stop Giving. Dude, like, you know, I don't understand what exposure or extra, you know what I mean? It to me, from watching the interview, I don't know if you watched it or not, it appeared like she was almost defending You know what I mean? And I think, I almost think that John was trying to say that without being disrespectful. Like, I think you sound like you're trying to defend this. You know what I mean? To me, it ain't no defending. It ain't no questioning. It ain't no, you know what I mean? Like, dude on his own, he made them choices.
Yeah, he's a grown ass man. No, and you take a look at victims of his in the past. They were always smaller and younger. Always. He just decided to jump off the diving board this time and say, well, as Jared from Subway said, the younger the better. And the man's pretty fucking disgusting. I can't wait until they throw his ass into a prison cell. Like, long term.
Like, he looks scary, and I'm a 40-plus-year-old man, so I don't know how a kid at the age of 13, 14, 15, however that kid, I don't know how they could sit up with him and not be terrified. Like, the dude he ain't have no teeth. Like it was just like he just looked scary because he only had 4 dreads, and they started way back here. This is like he just looked scary.
Yeah, he had a 5 head, but no,
had a 9 head.
He had a podcast, and he had a child on there one time while he's wearing a Nickelodeon T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And that kid looked terrified. That kid didn't want to get close to him. He pulls him in, and
I also I recall watching an episode. I don't know if it was that same show. He was talking about how close he was with the mayor and how long he's been watching the mayor and this and this and that. And he said that he'd been watching the mayor for 30 plus, I think it was 34 years. And I'm like, wait a minute, it's 2014. That would have put him in 90, what is that? Hold on. 89, 90, 99. What? Wait a minute.
How? Yeah, they went to the same church.
Yeah, he wasn't in city council in 89. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't, how would, your numbers ain't adding up. Your math ain't mathing. Like, I don't know.
They went to the same church, so apparently he's known him in passing through that for a while. And then when Sheldon got into politics, this guy was on those coattails the entire time. Yeah, like he's been there as long as he's been out of prison. He's been on Sheldon's coattails. And other members of city council, obviously, there's posts from him all over the fucking place supporting certain members of council, certain members of the school board, all over the place. It is horribly disgusting.
So I'm going to tell you this part too. So I was at an event about 2 weeks ago. No, this was, about 2 weeks ago now. And I saw one of my ex-students who had just got out of the county. And he was like, Mr. Clark, come here, man, come here. And I'm like, what's up? I ain't gonna say his name. He was like, you know this dude named John Cole? And I was like, huh?
Unfortunately.
And he was like, yeah, he was in the county talking shit about you. And I was like, what? What did he say? He was like, he was gonna whoop your ass in the parking lot of the school. And I'm like, no, he was like, no, he said that after. He was like, yeah, I know Clark, he about to clean that stuff up. He just got elected. He was like, no, I'm about to whoop his ass at this school. He was like, so you gonna talk junk about me in the county?
I mean, he's protected from you.
You gonna talk junk about me in the county?
I mean, I don't know. He's got literal armed guards keeping you out and him in.
And no more locked doors.
Yeah. I mean, that's just trippy to me. How are you gonna back down from a fight and then talk shit when you are in the safest fucking place possible aside from being the president of the United States? Like,
well, I'll be 100% honest. It's not like he backed down. The school board member who he was there with kind of drug him into his truck. That's more like, he didn't run up and on me. He squared up from like way over there. Like it was like over there. And then, that person who he was with kind of drug him in the car.
You know those memes where it's like, hold me back. And, they hold him back and then, let me go. They let him go. They're like, no, hold me back. That's what this is reminding me of. Like, way the fuck over there. Like, are you, what the hell?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man. And it's sad that this guy's making the rounds in our community again, just in name only. Like, he's locked up. He should be gone. We should move on from this, honestly. Like, it is a tragedy. He is a blight. He was not only a predator of the community, but he was an active detriment. He went after our kids. He fucking constant violence. If not you, then there's rumors of him fighting other people that he didn't agree with, or that, you know, didn't agree with the people he likes.
There was a rumor that he supposedly beat up Art Woodson. I remember I saw that. I think it was last summer or something like that.
Yeah. And I was just sitting there like,
That never happened.
This man just needs to disappear from our collective consciousness. Let him go into the hole and rot. Because, to be honest, no one's going to fucking miss him. He will go on and die in prison, my hope, of old age. And he won't even be a footnote in history except for a checklist on a guard sheet making sure that every prisoner is in that fucking cell. I really hope that for him, because to me, there's nothing more terrifying than dying and having no one to mourn you.
Yeah. Well, just look at how many people that he infected with his gift, and, you know, have to endure that.
We don't even know all of the victims.
No, and
We
I guarantee you there were some that were afraid to come forward, you know, and say, or out of embarrassment, or, you know, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it is a stigma in the community, like in Flint and nationwide, to have relations with someone of the same sex. Okay, like, I know there's a stigma, folks. If you were anywhere near this man,
Wait a minute.
things of that nature, please go get tested.
Please. Where'd you get restricted from?
Uh-oh.
She said she shared us and she got restricted. Uh-oh.
Man, yeah, someone's already reported us. It happens. Like, my face pops up on the screen and there's already a report going, dude.
Well, yes. This is. How can you get restricted and she?
Yeah, Facebook groups, yeah. So, I got to bring this up, and if you want to broach the subject or not, that's fine. We can let it die if it dies. There's been a running, I want to say 3-4 week long argument between you and a prominent member of the community, someone who's run for 3rd Ward Council seat before. And it seems like it got a little bit out of control at one of your recent school board meetings, where he came up and criticized not just you, but the board as a whole.
No, that was at the Ashley Capital Racer Trust Eagle meeting that was at Hasselbrand.
Oh, that.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
at that meeting. That had nothing to do with the school board, mind you. This was all about Ashley Capital and the $72 million tax, whatever. Who's going to clean up Trevi in the hole? And, you know, this was what that meeting was about. So, you know, yeah, he said he took a shot at the school board. I'm not sure if he knew that I was who I was, because I kind of walked in and had my hat on backwards and I had some shades on when I first walked in. And I didn't walk around to the other side of the room because I'm still getting over a cold. And I kind of sat down away from everybody because I didn't want to affect anybody with my what's up, Kevin? With my germs or whatnot. And so, but I had heard that Treasurer Dylan Luna was there before I was there, and he had to kind of get out of there. So I know that he knows who Dylan is, and I know that he has an issue with all the men on the board. So he probably, I'm not sure if he recognized me when I first got there. I'm not sure how that whole played out. But I do know that when he got up, I recorded part of it, because once he's like, it was funny to me what he was saying. And then when he said the school board and I'm like, what? Ain't nobody thinking about you, huh? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like, I don't wake up every day with you in my mind. Like, no, when you say something or do something that's there's unethical when you are affecting our board and our school district with your politics and your financial interest incentive. You know what I'm saying? Then I have an issue with you. Other than that, I ain't got no problem with Mr. Dumas. You know what I mean? Like, but if we got like just like I told him before I had to get disrespectful when he called my phone, was I said, look, Mr. Dumas, I said, look, I have the business of the Flint Community Schools to worry about. Like, that's what I care about. Now, we opened this bid up fairly for everyone. We walked everyone through the whole process on June 21st. We took 15
2 weeks ago. You showed us the video of you and other members of the school board taking painstaking steps to show step by step how to submit these bids. And like I said before, a Neanderthal like me could put in a bid because I've done it before. Anyone can do it.
So, like I explained that to him, and I said, like, I'm a fiduciary of the school district. I would, as much as I would love for the black man to get the money, to get the business, to get the contract, so he's got, you know what I mean? I still got to do what's best for the district. So if the dude that completes the contract, that completes the bid, if these companies are purple or orange or camouflage, or if they aliens, if they got, you know, if they're even, you know, whatever.
Any color of this cube. Any color of this cube.
Any color, period.
Red, orange,
you know, we got to get the work done. But by you coming up here, you know, you talking whatever doing whatever you doing, colluding with the district, with the board members, you know, talking to the board members, and even calling the superintendent and saying that he didn't have the support to demolish Washington School because he had been talking to them. How else would you know that 2 days before the board meeting unless you had been saying stuff, you know, talking to board members? Then I have an issue because we have the people. I live on the same street, just a couple of blocks south of Washington School. And when I informed Mr. Dumas of that, he said he didn't care. Now, what happens is when I'm outside cutting my grass, people stop. People not all the time, but they have stopped me and said, "What y'all gonna do about Washington School? What y'all gonna do about this? There are prostitutes and drug heads coming in and out of there. There are kids playing in there. There's asbestos in there. You know, there's halfway burned down, halfway knocked down. You know, like, what are we going to do?" And I have to be like, hey, look, I got to get support from 3 other board members, man. I can't do anything without support from 3 other board members. And when we got people like him that go out and say, I'll get you this contract if you give me a certain amount of money, or, you know, if you give me a certain percentage of this contract, because, you know, that stuff like that is not right. And it holds the progress.
Blatantly illegal. That falls into the same sort of. Yeah, it falls into the same sort of deal that 2 of our council members recently fell into. You do this for me, I do that for you. You make this go my way, I make things go your way. It is blatantly illegal. And the fact that this man has not only made terrible decisions previously, and I'm not talking about personal life, I'm talking about supporting using the Flint water, the Flint River for the water.
He did say we got our own.
Yep. Was it? Blessed is the father, blessed is the mother, but
of the child who has his own.
Yeah.
Blessed is the child who has his own.
That disgusts.
Or God bless the child who has his own.
And then, so after that, there were citizens rallying while Dr. Weaver was mayor, and they were wanting for the mayor, who at that time was busy, she had a prior engagement. They wanted her to go to the governor. This was 2019, I believe. To pop up.
Actually, I made this right the other night before I went to the bar. Sorry.
Huh?
Go ahead, sir.
Oh, yeah. They wanted her to ask the governor to get things started to where they can replace our appliances here in town that ran off the water. He called it fake and begging for a handout. And then previously, I mean, this he's got a paper trail of just bad decisions. Another one, talking ill of the LGBTQ community.
Yep.
Like, and now he's sitting here openly soliciting bribes and bid rigging. Like, AC, when are you just going to retire, dude? Just you've made enough of a fool of yourself. Please go home,
I also
enjoy your
was
life.
told by a police officer that I trust that he has something to do with the garbage contract issue or dilemma that happened back when Dr. Weaver was mayor. You know, thanks to Winters, we found out that he had been that he was going to have them on his talk show, and I don't know if that ever happened, but they ain't talking to him about nothing. Why would he? You know, if your track record says contract, this company comes in, they've got a track record of payoff. Then here you go meet with them about a show, your radio show. They don't want to talk. You don't want to talk to them about nothing. You reach out to them. They don't want to talk to you. Who are you? He reached out to them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming.
I mean,
let me just say that allegedly.
And,
I'm assuming.
let me put out there, like, radio hosts can be a big deal. I mean, who the hell hasn't heard of Howard Stern? However, when you're local, like, I guarantee you, except for my brother and a few other folks, no one in Texas ever heard of 810 News Media Group. Right?
Yes, they have.
Okay. Okay. But the man's on, what is it? AM radio.
1420.
Which is going the way of the dinosaur in new makes and models of cars, by the way. They will not be picking up AM radio. Right? And didn't he recently reach out to Ashley Capital, who themselves have been trying to win over public support for their purchase? Yeah, like, no.
Yeah, that's what I said. If he's got a track record of getting kickbacks from contracts, and they've got a track record of giving kickbacks for contracts, and all of a sudden you're allegedly having them on your talk show, he ain't nobody but a talk show. Like, why would they want to talk to him? He must have reached out to them.
Like,
now, I'm gonna say this because I'm just matter of facting. I just know if you matter of fact, convince some board members to retract the vote or to redo a vote because a company that you work with didn't win a bid or was disqualified. Then all of a sudden, this company comes in and gives council members kickbacks for contracts or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's too much of a coincidence.
Now, the bids that you guys received are public now.
They have been public since our last board meeting. Yeah.
So I'm going to go
for the last board meeting. So that would be August 12th or something like that. I'm
going to go dig those up because they are public. And if another vote has to be taken, I want to see the differences in prices now. I want to see how these bids have changed, and then I want to see if any of them are going to subcontract anything that has to do with him. I mean, you got to keep up your end of the bargain, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, no, I'm going to see if they have any subcontracts or anything that has to do with him in the aftermath, because this is dirty. This is why Flint is in such a bad spot.
Mm-hmm.
It has been taken care of by people, or taken advantage of by people in this same sort of way for decades. We can't get any legitimate business done. And then when legitimate business, someone tries to do it the right way, the first time, you have someone come in and try to gatekeep it. Nope, you're not doing it my way. You have to do it this way.
My friends aren't getting the contract.
Mm-hmm.
My friends were disqualified because my friends didn't fill out the conflict of interest form that's required by the state of Michigan and required by the Flint Community Schools. But they're my friends, so I want y'all to do it again and let them.
Yeah, they got to get special treatment because they're my friends.
Yes.
Like,
and I didn't get a piece of it.
Yeah, and so you said before that you don't think any of the companies that submitted bids were of African American ownership, right?
Not one.
There, not one. So I want to know what his chief complaint is, because he said you don't support black business.
he said specifically that the black men on the board, the men on the board don't support black business. Me personally, I've got 3 of my own, you know, and a nonprofit.
Yeah.
Every single time I come on this show, I wear a shirt that is someone that is a black, that has a black business. Every single time I come on this show, whether they're local or whether it's a Nipsey Hussle or whether it's whatever, even me, you know what I mean? So you can't say that I don't support black, and I gotta support white business if I want anything else. You know what I mean? Like if I like you know. But the point is, you can't come on. If you don't know me well enough to say I don't support black business. You don't know anything about me to say that I don't support black business. And for him to come and to have that much, to have the balls to call my phone at 8 o'clock in the morning and wake me up, or 9 o'clock in the morning and wake me up to tell me and try to try to tell me about my vote, to try to check me or belittle me about the way I voted or the way or what I supported, and I was respectful for the first hour or so, but I ain't about to just you ain't just gonna talk to me and then be talking about.
You got some self-control. Someone calls my phone like that, number one, waking me up. If I don't have coffee, don't fucking talk to me. If I don't have at least 2 of these in me, don't fucking talk to me.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Tony. But
one legally win the bid. That'd be amazing, right?
Right.
I mean, this city is, I think last time the breakdown happened, which, or last time I looked, the city was 54% African American.
I think it was higher than that, but I'll take that.
Census is census, and we've actually lost a lot of folks since then. I used to quote the number 87,000 people in the city of Flint. We're down to the 70,000s now, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. And I'm willing to bet that the percentage has gone up. But our poverty level, last I checked, was also about 42%.
I think it'd be higher than that.
You and I both know that there is a large crossover between those 2 percentages.
Well, see, I think that number is a lot different if we've got a high population. If we've got a population of people that only have 7th, 8th grade education, that poverty level got to be, you know what I mean? Like I'd like to see,
Well, you're in a good spot to facilitate people getting higher than 7th or 8th grade education at this point. And honestly, I can't wait to see what else you do with your political career. I'm pretty sure you're going to get a lot done to make sure that number of 7th and 8th grade education as max goes way the hell down, where graduates go up. Oop, he ran away. Oh, he's back.
I just want to say something else real quick, just because, I support black business. I don't want any of my white friends or counterparts or associates or, Trevor, I know you don't feel that way, but you know me a little bit more than a lot of people that are watching me, to feel that I'm anti anything else. You know what I mean?
No.
And I don't really. I'm just because I'm pro this, I'm not anti this. So I don't want anybody to be thinking, oh, he's just out there. That's not me. That is not me.
I wish people would stop looking at things in a dichotomy, right? So just because you are A does not mean that you are B, right? Or that you are anti-B. It just means that you're A. That's it. Like, hi, guys, I'm a Republican. Now take everything you think about Republicans and try to put me into that box. Do I seem like that at all? Honestly,
no. And
everything is a dichotomy.
This is matter of fact, Trevor. You didn't give me my props, man. You forgot about me, man. I forgot to tell you that I was gonna call you because I was watching. I would remember I was there that day when Shatara and Mickey we went on the tour.
That is right. That is the first day that we met, and we've talked about it so often. I think I was too upset. I was kind of bitchy that day.
I was. Remember, we walked and saw Eric in the store, and we walked across, and the fireman came out the house. That was the day that those people worked at Zaire and oh my God, how did I forget the other one's name? Zaire and that was that day. It was May 28th of 2022. That was that day.
Yeah.
But that was I'm like, wait a minute. If this dude is a Republican, he introduced himself as a Republican, but he's willing to ride around the hood with us. You know what I mean? Like, and we took you to the hood. Like
Yeah.
we took you to the hood. Like you've never seen that part of Flint. You know
No,
what I mean? Like, and
there
he
was
said it. He's
no
like, I
business for
never
me
know.
up there.
I never, huh?
There was no business for me up there, right? Like I always
Mhm.
tried to shop local. Growing up in Douglas, I always went down G Avenue and shopped at the local owned stores there. In Colorado Springs, I was always going to the hippie shops because it's Colorado. There's hippies everywhere. I love those stores. But here in Flint, there wasn't too many businesses that actively attracted my attention or my needs. And the north side of Flint was barren. It was just homes and abandoned homes.
And fields and knocked down homes and
Yep.
yeah.
And fucking pest breeders all over the place. Yeah,
Mhm.
like so when you guys said let's go on the north side. Okay, shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's
Like
not
that.
like there's something to be worried about in my mind. Like I've been to places people actively shoot at me. Okay, I grew up in the barrio. Okay, it's just I'm not going to be afraid of any place in a city that I live in. Because if you're afraid, you just shouldn't fucking live there.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah, no, I just, no, you don't, you're not the normal, not saying Republicans is like, you got to look like this, act like this, be like this, because there's different, types, but, stereotypically, when you think of Republican, you think of, stiff.
Old rich white guy riding an elephant.
Oh, yeah, stiff, like, you want some Grey Poupon, you know what I mean? Like that type of dude, you know what I mean? But, yeah.
Cheers, good sir.
I don't have anything to drink right around here.
Oh man. Yeah, dude. No, but I hate that people want to hit you with if you're one thing that you must be anti-other thing. That is so blind and one-sided. Oh, Mickey popped in. He's about to gonna say, "Okay, guys, you've had your talk."
Yep.
Let's see him on mute.
Yeah, how you know I was gonna say y'all got 2 minutes?
Because you just popped in, and I'm looking at the time too.
Yeah, you popped in. I'm like, all right, either Mickey has something important to say, which he would have immediately unmuted, or it's coming to the time. Unfortunate, but it was good. Last week I was sick. I heard you were sick too. Obviously, you just said you were sick.
Yeah. Move, Nina.
Yeah, I got smacked by, I don't know what the hell I got smacked by. I think I had a pretty massive migraine. I don't know. I got the Dane brand, which is hard to remember some things. But
no, I was gonna ask, did Mickey want to chime in on anything that we said? He just popped back out though.
Oh man, knowing Mickey, he's sitting there going, "No, I don't want to get in trouble. People already got my address." Knowing Mickey, yeah. See, no sir.
Well, look, I just wanted to, all I'm gonna finish out with is, these are what I've said are the views of me and me only. You know what I mean? Like I'm just one person. I am Michael Clack, but I also am President Clack. But in this aspect, I'm Michael Clack, so I'm speaking as, a civilian, a regular, citizen. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it to City Council tonight. I've got my son. I know he's not gonna want to go sit through that. But then again, it might be cool to go take him over to show him how maybe not to act when you get into, like when you say, like when I'm telling him, hey, look, you're supposed to cooperate and get along with people and work with people and not embarrass your family and, and be respectful. And if he can go down there and see how adults are acting, because he watches it here with me sometimes, but I might take him down there for a while.
I mean, yeah. And then the other part about it is, while you're supposed to cooperate and work with other people, don't give up your values or morals neither.
Right.
Like, there is a nice fine line right there. Actually, it's not even fine. It's a broad line. Like, yes, I respect your opinion. I don't agree with it. I'm going to have to vote against you, but I respect you. That's all you have to say to hold that. And in Flint politics, you don't see that too often.
No, and I do have to say shout out to Councilwoman Tanya Burns, Councilwoman Jerry Winfrey Carter. Councilman Mays. Man, just give them all a shout out. I mean, I don't agree with everyone's politics, but I've prayed for them, not as much as I probably should have, or as much as others, but I like Councilmember Pfeiffer too. I don't like his politics all the time, but I think he's a pretty level-headed. I think he, for the most part, well, sometimes he does what is right. I mean, his politics is a little bit different, but
At one point, a council member had said, "This council of the city of Flint is open for business." Mr. Pfeiffer sits there, unmutes his mic. I'm not. Unmutes his mic. Like, yes, fucking face, dude.
There you go.
There are times I've been exceptionally harsh on the man. I've said, when he put his reputation on the line to support something that Mayor Neely did, which was the exclusivity contract with one of the EMS services. He had Mr. Pfeiffer endorsed it and spoke about it. I'm like, was he high? Yeah, I've been pretty harsh on him. But there are times he can come up, and they might be few and far in between, where he does say some pretty smart shit, or he does ask the questions that I'm sitting here going, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Don't get me wrong, though. There are other times where I'm just like, what the fuck is going on with you, my man?
But again, I've done some things that I've looked back in these 8 months, and I'm like, man, what the hell was I thinking when I voted for that? You know what I mean? So, everybody's not going to do the right thing. Everybody's not going to agree on everybody's politics. So that's why I made it a point. I know we running over Mickey, but I made it a point after one of our meetings to say, just kind of stick with me. Everything that I do out the best interest. I might not be right, but it's not out of being
greedy.
Wrong. Yeah. So, we ain't gonna agree with everybody, but I think more than likely, more often than not, he wants to do the right thing. I do.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and close it out. I just want to thank everyone for tuning in. We do this for the community. We've got community leaders here. I keep on pointing to my left, but it should be like this. There we go. Ha! I figured it out. Mirrored. We got members of the community here, leaders of the community, who come on and give you their side and their views and let you know what's going on in their field. We also have Councilwoman Tanya Burns with her show. We do this for you guys, and we can't thank you enough for all of your support. And so I think that's my piece. You got anything you want to go out on, Mr. Clack?
No, I think I pretty much said everything I wanted to say. Hey, look, I'm just hopefully we get the problems out. We get some new people in. We're going to keep bringing you all the news, the good news, the positive news, the bad news, the news. With our point of view, our spin.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
All right. Well, I will see you guys Friday. Mr. Clack, hopefully you and I got things good for next Wednesday. And you do have work starting back up, so we're going to have to reschedule. So keep an eye out for that, folks. Right?
Yep, we might have to go after 5 or 6, but yeah, we still gonna be doing it. So Clack ain't going nowhere.
Awesome. All right, Mickey, why don't you go ahead and take us out, boss man?